I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
No gain on this defense, no gain. Hurry, hurry.
52.
Back near his goal line. Here's Mayfield. He finds his target. It's Schultz. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes us 2nd and 9. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And it's complete. Hooper. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Out of his end zone, Mayfield. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Jonathan Jones that time, the one who got a hand in, knocked it away. With that matchup, the adjustment that was made, you have a blazing guy on a blazing guy, and defensively, he won that battle.
The closing speed is the key. When you have a guy that fast and he can close at the end of a play and knock it away, that's a big deal, and we just saw him do it right there.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Mayfield on 3rd down from his end zone. Got this complete to the rookie out of UMass, Andy Isabella. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Thank you, Gator.
Here we go, let's bring it.
Christian Travis.
Let's bring it. Check. Lucky.
Check 52. Shoot. Like, hey. Ready.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
I'm coming after you.
Silent, 64, weak. Hey, exit. Go out. Get it.
2nd and 2. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. The secondary, Charles, much maligned during the week. They didn't have their best game in the loss last week, but a nice play there.
Yeah, and I just know what they went through last week. I mean, ever since that time, their pride was hurt. They kept getting reminded of it in the local media, had to watch it on tape, and, you know, the coaches just got after them. They came in ready to play.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Herbert. James has got it. Complete. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. Well, and you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Yep. Hard. Rock it. Back. Hey, whoa.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Let's go.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Five. Now. Leo. Jump. Check. Look. Squeeze. Fan. Lee Griffin.
From the gun. Herbert. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. 2nd and 15. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 3rd down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
Yeah. Look at me. Go. Switch. Hey, Sam off. Shoot.
To throw on 3rd down. Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Real.
47 Mike.
Hey, orbit.
47. Wild Bill.
Mayfield. Looking for Cooper, that's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 12-yard line. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Coming to you. Out.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hurry.
Check three.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the second quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down.
Hard. Rock it. On the ball. Leo. Fight.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and a Charger first down. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
80 weapons. Don't be scared.
Running on first down, Eckler. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Eckler. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for first.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Got his man, it's Williams. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Go, go. Let's go.
On 1st down, Herbert. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Hey, lock it. On your team. Look at me. Go. 36. Hey, Sam off.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Hey. Ready?
Throwing again. Herbert. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end.
Check. Hot.
Rock it. Get it.
Throwing on 1st down. Herbert. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Look at me. Zipper. Hit it.
They'll run here with Eckler. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Leo.
No.
Look, squeeze.
He's coming.
Hey, Charlie.
He's coming. Double up.
Go. Deep grip.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. And this one is right down Broadway. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas first down.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels. Break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
Mayfield now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Watch that end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Everyone, you got 4 down.
Pistol.
Mayfield to throw it. Going deep here for Bryant. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 41 yards. That's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know, the NFL keeps talking about the possibility of using video for coaching on the sidelines. That's not approved yet, but you can still use pictures. They've got to send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover him.
Set. 180.
Defense wins championships, baby.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Run. Hurry.
Throwing, Mayfield. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
A 5-yard loss sets up 3rd down and goal.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. To throw, Mayfield. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. This is taken at the 3. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
No. 6-6. Pull it high. Crash.
Here is Eckler. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And now the throw hauled in by Green. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 44-yard line.
First down, Los Angeles.
Ready.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Hey, Echo.
Check 4.
Now Anthony Lynn, sensing the play clock running out, will call for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Ready up.
We'll go 25 to Mike. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line.
You draw Porter.
Begin.
Check the go.
Now Eckler. And now nothing but Green ahead of him. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, Sports. Bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They got to be confident about what...
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Cooper was the target there. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, Herbert. And that'll be incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Hey, lock it. Look at me. Door.
Safety screaming. Watch the
Hey, Sam off. Get it.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Philip Dorsett, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. He's at the 50. The 30, past the 20, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Alert, 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 alert. Hurry. Hey, Delta.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. Mayfield now, 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun again to Elliott. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Mayfield. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
Leo! Check 26, check 26. Tight dog, tight dog. Lee Griffin.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Check. Yes. Step.
On 1st down, Herbert. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Kings.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They go to Elliott again. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Mayfield looks to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's James. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back now in Arlington. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter play. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
61, matchbox light.
Looking to throw. Herbert. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down in the hands of the wrong team.
10th carry now for Elliott. Able to push his way through. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 8 there on the 1st down play.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Run. Single. Watch.
Throwing on second and long. Mayfield. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown.
Touchdown, baby.
Amari Cooper, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
Here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's got his man on the out route. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
Back to throw. Herbert. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. Byron Jones on the coverage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Back. Fair. Hey, lock it. Check three. Look at me. Go. Hey, watch it.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And James has it. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his second touchdown on the season, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Operating from the gun, Herbert, and he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
This fielded at the 2. And a big-time mess on the return. He's out of bounds. He won't even get this back to the 5-yard line.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Again, it's Elliott. And he's got some space here. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over.
Out,
yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Watch twitch. Go on. Hey, stand up. Check. Go out.
Following the fumble recovery, Herbert. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Going on the ground with Eckler. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. 8 yards there helps, but they're still stuck now. 3rd and long coming up.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hey. Watch the ship. Check 31. Recon, 132 fighter. Rock it. Look at me, zipper. Switch. Check 9. Check 24. Shoot.
From the gun, Herbert. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
6, pull it high. Leo. Go. Motion. Hey, check motion, man. Look, squeeze. Bam. Fight.
On 4th down, Herbert. And that is incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. They do tack on the extra point as well, and they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Hey, box drop, box drop. 22 jet bombers, 22 jet bombers. Go out. Yep. Motion. Hard, hard. Rock it. On your team. Blue draw Corkers. Check. 36. Leo. Now.
He'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Greystone travel.
Right there in the middle, 55. You ain't doing nothing today. Watch twist. Watch go.
A handoff, it's Eckler. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Short gain last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll look to throw, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Yeah. Squeeze.
Here we go. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
Get it.
On 4th down, Herbert. Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hurry. Hey, alert. Hey, wahoo.
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. It's caught by Bryant. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Mayfield to throw. Shreds the tackle to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Thrown away and incomplete. Now 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Here's Mayfield. And now here is another interception. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cooper was the intended target.
At their own 5-yard line.
Ready.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
Go.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that. But also, you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Cowboys, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they'll drop to 0-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.